So we probably really should be in the gear closet for this one, but there really isn't a lot to show off, and I didn't feel like setting up the camera. The camera's in my backpack, and there's a reason why, because I gotta go outdoors in order to show you this gear, which really isn't different than some of the other stuff that I reviewed, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So, on my quest to become the best that there ever was, catching all the rock-type Pokemon and going to a rock climbing gym, going to lots of rock climbing gyms. I think there was even a new one that opened up in Durham, which is supposed to eventually have a 100-foot rock wall. I'm super excited. I'm not terrified. So there's a lot of specialty equipment in the climbing world, and not all of it has to do directly with climbing. Some of it has to do with training. One of the things that I've seen in a couple of these gyms for sale, because most of these rock climbing gyms will also sell them accessories, but I actually got this from a coworker, is your little Gripmaster 9000. It's actually called the Gripmaster, holy shit. I like the fact that it says pro hands. Like, you don't want these pro hands. A great deal of rock climbing. A lot of people will tell you about how much body strength it takes or how much fitness it takes, but what I think they really neglect is balance. A lot of balance, a lot of poise, a lot of grace. And one of the other things that it takes, obviously, is grip, is forearm strength. This one's not that big a deal, but I can't really... I haven't done a lot of forearm exercises. There are times where I've done, some of the forearm exercises that they teach you, either in the gym or just from climbing around, and I swear to God, this feels like it's bulging out like an extra inch. So you got your Gripmaster here. I'm not sure how effective this is. It doesn't feel terribly challenging. I'm sure if you just do it enough, it will result in having these hands. One of the things that you can get that I would want, but unfortunately, much like a pull-up bar, I can't really do it in my apartment, is a fingerboard. Which, that's an interesting piece of equipment. One day I might actually be able to get a review of that for you guys. A lot of them are made of plastic or wood. Most climbing gyms will have one, and it's a board with a whole bunch of different sockets on it that you can fit different amounts of fingers in and to different depths. And you hang from it. I've seen some people do pull-ups from it. I have done pull-ups from it. But of course, I had to do the one with like at least 3 fingers. My ass ain't doing it with the 2. I've seen people do it with 2, and I'm just like, no. No you. But REI was having a sale, and as they do, and my buddy Hal has the membership, so we were able to get for, I believe it was $29.99, which is decent for what they're offering. A set of rock rings. Apparently they're called rock rings. I was under the impression that these were jugs. That is a type of either real or fictional, either real or synthetic grip. It's a type of, it's a type of formation that tends to be big, chunky, and have a nice big amount of like a dip in it so that you can really wrap your hands around it. So, of course, the joke follows, man, I just love big jugs, the kind that I can just really get my hands on. The bigger the better. But apparently these are rings, so they're not jugs, they're rings. So let's take a quick look. This has actually been sitting in the back of my car for like a month because I purchased this like maybe 2 months ago, a month ago, and I haven't been able to get footage of me because I have to find a place where I can hang them. See, and you can use these to train these hands so that you can hold on longer while you're looking around for purchase like a frantic squirrel. From a company called Metolius. I didn't even really look, to be perfectly honest. I looked at the price and then Metolius. Fusion resin. You know that, guys? It's fusion. I have no idea what that means. And on the back, it shows you some of the other products that you can get. So that's actually, there's a little pamphlet of information. And I'm going to show you that first, because I think that shit's cool. Let's open this fucker up. Oh my god. So much fucking rust on the edge. I don't even know how I'll get that off without hurting the dang knife. Why? Why is this state like this? Why does everything rust? You know what? I don't fucking care. Everything is broken. It's some old bullshit. Nice though. It's getting a little bit better. Got to admit, it's getting better. It's getting better all the time. I was going to show you that first, but I don't know. For some reason, the backs of these just... Maybe this may smart. I'm dead serious. If for whatever reason somebody... All I would need is the microphone, but, like, a Blue Yeti, because I would want it to be a good... I mean, I can't do, like, the professional dual goddamn setup, but if, as a gag, somebody had, like, some X... You know, a Blue Yeti or just a shitty but fairly decent microphone that they wanted to donate, I would do a quick, like, at least one Tolstoy ASMR where it would just be like rock climbing shit and go, hey, do you think this? You know what I'm saying? So, it's you can suspend it. I'm assuming you can also bolt this. Oh, well, maybe not. There really isn't an area to. There isn't like a way that you can drill through there. Maybe I'm wrong. But obviously it comes with its own bit of braided, super strong, hopefully can hold human weight. Actually, now that I can kind of make it stretch a little bit, which is bothersome. But hopefully if you just knot it tight enough, I'm hoping that this knot is tight enough. I can make a redundant knot otherwise to hold my weight, and I figured I could just hang this from a tree and just swing and do a little bit of pull-ups, and if I just did that, you know, little by little every day over the course of a few months, I might be able to get my hang time up. Let's take a look at the... Okay, and it was also taped on there. Okay. I'm mangling it to get it out. Fantastic. There's a little warning that comes with it. What does it say? This product can expose you to chemicals including styrene, chromium, and lead, which are known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects or reproductive harm. This product can expose you to chemicals including styrene and chromium and lead. What? Is it if it's like super hot and I eat it? I don't understand. More research to be done later. God, you could have just made it out of wood, you fucking assholes. So that's what a fingerboard looks like. They're calling it a training board. I've only ever heard of it referred to as a fingerboard, and I've heard these referred to as jugs. So to be perfectly honest, this seems like some weird Canadian shit where they're like, oh, you mean kilometers? And it's like, no, fucker, I meant miles per freedom. One of the earliest training devices developed specifically for climbing fingerboards, thank you, are still one of the best ways to target the most critical of all climbing strengths, contact strength. Do you mean finger strength? What? Do you mean kilometers? Oh, we put milk in a bag. Like, no, fuck off. They can't be beaten for convenience and specificity. They make it easy to target particular strengths and weaknesses, control the exact duration and amount of resistance on a particular exercise, and gauge your progress. They also are relatively inexpensive. Okay, maybe I'm just a poor asshole. I know climbing's an expensive fucking sport. And take up little space. Installing a training board above a doorway in your house makes it easy. I don't have a house. What is this, written by a boomer? Get the fuck out of here. Go fund some infinite more banker wars and then wonder why the union is about to collapse. Fucking assholes. Alright, and this is more for like a fingerboard. It's like instructions of where to hang a fingerboard. I don't know if you guys know this. It's like different techniques that you can learn with the fingerboard too, and different positions that you can... Yeah, that's cool. I bought the rock rings though. You guys just produced one panel and you're like, fuck the rock ring plebs. Was that kind of how that was going to turn out? Thanks, dicks. Let's get the shit out of there. So you got your 3 holes. Giggity. And you can obviously get... I can pretty much get... Now, I don't know, and it doesn't even say in the instructions, whether or not it's an illicit move to brace with your thumb on this. Maybe you're supposed to tuck it in. No, that would really hurt. Or just keep it straight, I guess. And then obviously 1 down, I can only fit 3, and is now pinky and thumb. What do they? They stick out like that, like we're doing a cowabunga it is. And then the last one is just the Dirty Dan. Fuck that. It's just 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink right there. I can't really... Oof, that would be way too hard for my little baby Finnis. So, see if we can get some field testing of this here. Let's throw it in the pack. Let's go find a secluded area with a branch that I can hang from. Don't read into that. I'm in like a kind of a really tiny, although surprisingly secluded, like little mini park.
I was kind of thinking about it, and I think the definition of whether or not a park is a pipe hitter park versus, like, I took the kids to the park. I've got a lot of postnasal drip. That's where that crack just came from. Not really sure what's going on. I don't feel sick. I went to the gym. If I'm wearing a different shirt, it's because when I actually set out to film the review that was July 4th, I was surprised that my gym was even open. I literally hoofed it into town, blazing hot, found the gym was open, so it was like, LOL, I'm gonna get my lift on. And then as soon as I exited and thought about walking all the way over to this little park to find a tree to hang the rock rings from, a thunderstorm of epic, or it wasn't too epic, but it was bad enough that I was like, and I called my brother for him to come get me. So I'm surprised for how kind of small, but like I was saying, I think the metric for what makes this a park versus a, like I'm bringing the kids to the park, I don't know what to call that, an amusement park, that's not the right word, is whether or not a park ranger is actually stationed, attached to, and there actually is one. There's one. This only warrants one, and it's really crazy because it's kind of linked to, it's very close to like a little historic downtown area. See, that would be perfect, but I don't think I can make the. I mean, I could fall from that distance. I probably wouldn't, but I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it, fam. Not many others kind of jut out vertically like that, and I need for it to be able to be reached and hold my weight. This is going to be a lot more difficult than I thought. Well, this was pretty much the most ideal tree that I could find. It bends greatly underneath my weight, so that's always good. So this is essentially what was to be done with them. It looks a lot nicer when you're literally hanging it from a nice steel pair of monkey bars, but and well, anyway, so all I really did was just make a couple of redundant knots at the end of the rope, because they were two free ends on either side of these things. It goes straight through to sunshine, so you can adjust how much length is on either given side. I just gave it an equal amount of rope and then made as redundant a knot as I could. If it doesn't hold, I'm not falling very far. In fact, I think the humor in this is going to come from how far down the tree bends underneath my weight. So one of the only tests, and obviously I'm just using, just being from the bottom of my pack, it got some kind of gunk on it, weird. The only test really that I'm using so far is the top. Well, I mean, I guess I could go down. This is only 3 fingers. Whether or not I can suspend my weight, and for how long. That doesn't feel secure. Oh, okay. Can only really do that for about 1 second. That was probably less than a second. I just got out of the gym, so this might look a little pathetic. See if we use all 4 finnas. We can get down a little bit better. Good. Good. Good God. Huh. Ugh. From using it, it gets like little blue, I don't know. It's like little blue residue. Oh gosh, well, it can't be from the heat. Could the heat be melting the plastic? I sure hope not. Oh, criminy, didn't I open this and it said, like, this thing can cause, like, reproductive harm and cancer and shit? That's not very good at all. I don't know how I feel about that. See how long I can hang. That is really hurting the tendons in my arms. Like, right here. Probably because I just got out of the gym. I feel like this is kind of an exercise that you should wake up and do in the morning before you do anything else. And if, over the course of a month, I'm supposing it should be able to increase your finger strength for relatively cheap. I don't like the blue on my hands.